That was quite possibly the babyest sip I've ever seen, just for my co-host. I just want to throw that out there, but welcome back to another episode of Sippin With Sin, the podcast where we talk about stuff and things and stuff that are important to all, important to everyone. It's just science. There's people that are a lot smarter than us that prove this. So, can't argue, right? But welcome back. Another week, another episode. We're happy to have you here. I hope you're doing well, doing amazing, doing fantastic. I am ingesting some blueberry lemonade into my system because here in Tennessee it is hotter than Satan's butt crack. And we got to get some blueberry lemonade, GFUEL hydration goodness. That's right. No calories, no sugar, no what else is it? Oh, caffeine. Yeah, I forgot. Caffeine hydration. It's early. Whatever. But welcome back. Another week, another episode. Let's welcome back our esteemed colleague, the one, the only, Mr. Christian.
How's everyone doing? Feels good to be back for another week.
That horn was extremely loud. That thing just screamed at me. Screamed at me like a wild banshee. Yeah. What's wrong with it? Well, let's talk about that baby sip first off. What was that? Who hydrates themselves like that with this little tiny little sip? What?
So, full disclosure, I've been like chugging water today.
Well, chug more.
I just refilled my huge bottle of water. So, like, that baby sip was because I'm actually kind of full on water.
Drink more water.
You'll see me. Yeah, seriously, dude. It's so hot here right now. And, like, I usually don't complain about the heat just because, like, I hate winter so much that I just welcome the heat. But I was out this past weekend, all weekend, and good Lord, I think I sweat about 5 to 10 pounds of weight off of me just from pure sweat. It was ridiculous.
I mean, it's not so much like, I would say the heat as the humidity. Humidity is what always messes me up. I hate just walking outside and being instantly sticky and just like, God, come on.
It's like going to Florida. You go to Florida, you walk outside, and you're immediately sweating. It doesn't matter what you've done. It's like taking a shower, getting out of the shower wet, and then putting clothes on. It feels disgusting.
Yeah, y'all love the southern humidity. But yeah, another week, another episode. And what we like to do is we like to talk about what we've been watching, reading, listening to, playing this past week to start the episodes. Kind of, dip our toes into it, if you will. We like to ease ourselves in. And I guess I'll start because I'm going to be honest, I've really not done a lot. I've played a lot of Diablo, I guess.
How's that been going?
Dude, I freaking love Diablo. Still, like, I have no complaints with the game. I will say this, though, learning in-game stuff, it kind of got all thrown at me like just like a bunch of gigantic War and Peace books. Just hit me in the face, and I was like, man, this is a lot to learn. But I'm getting it all. I'm kind of getting a feel for it, getting, understanding more what all to do, what's going on, slowly but surely. But it's a blast. It's a really, really good game. I'm really happy with it. Sadly, I have not got to play any Street Fighter this past week, so I'm slacking. This life stuff keeping me busy. And other than that, I have watched more Demon Slayer.
Ooh.
But we'll talk about that in a second because the other thing we did, IRL stuff, we took a little man to the zoo. His first trip to a zoo, he went to the Nashville Zoo and checked it out. I had actually never been to the Nashville Zoo before, so this was my first time. Pretty solid zoo. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's a pretty nice zoo. And little man had fun. He was actually the best he's been in forever because he's creeping up on those terrible twos, so he is literally like, he's like Gizmo from Gremlins. Except you don't have to feed him or give him water. He just turns into a little asshole. And you're just like, dude,
how's
what's
his
happening?
nap schedule? When does he take naps?
He takes naps around like 12:31 every day.
Okay.
Like he's on a set schedule. Like we're even trying to do like activity time and stuff with him. Like in the morning, have his breakfast and stuff. He'll play. He'll watch like Bluey. And then we'll put Hotel Transylvania on. We try to do like once a day, maybe Hotel Transylvania for him. And then we'll have like activity time where we either color, we read a book, or do like stickers or some kind of like activity, like together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, he gets like, if it's nice, we'll go outside and, he'll get to like play and stuff. And we try to keep him busy with stuff going on. But it's really hard for me because like to balance all that and do the stuff I need to for content creation because it's like a lot of behind the scenes work. So, dude, it's a freaking exhausting. It really is. But zoo was solid. I really had a good time with it. It was a pretty day. We went down. His favorite part was probably there's like this limited time Dino Trek thing where it's like these animatronic dinosaurs they put all in like the woods, and so you walk around. There's these huge freaking dinosaurs, and he was waving at them and growling at them and just like really interested by them. So that was cool. But we did that, and I think didn't you go to the zoo recently?
I did. I went to the zoo. I think right after you, to be honest, and I had a good time. I had a really good time.
I'm sure you've been before because you're in close. It's a lot closer to you.
Yeah, I've been before. It's been a little while though, just because once you go a couple of times, you kind of seen everything you want to see as an adult anyway, and you got to just wait a while and let that imagination come back to you, let that feeling of going to the zoo and seeing these exotic animals like come back to you. So we had a good time. We saw a tiger like pretty up close. He was just chilling, just hanging out. Like I got to see how big a tiger's paw is, and like, good God, dude, it's huge. He could I was just thinking about it while I saw him. I was like, if this tiger just decided to slap a person, they're dead. Like the paw is so big. Yeah, you're donezo, man. It's a game over.
Did you go in the bathroom by chance?
I didn't go into the bathroom. My son did, and he let me know that there was a snake in the window.
Yeah. So, okay, full disclosure, I'm not the biggest fan of snakes. And it's not necessarily like I see them and I'm like, it's the jump scare thing that goes with them. Like, I can watch horror movies all day. Jump scares don't get me. It's when, like, where we live, like, in a field and stuff, like, I open something and a snake's just sitting there staring at me and I'm not expecting, I'm like, oh, you mother, like, I'm ready to fight. That gets me, and I just don't care for them. So I did not realize they were going to have damn animals up in this zoo. In the zoo, I knew they have animals, but in the bathroom. And so by the urinals, there's a glass thing, a window, and it's like a little aquarium thing for a boa constrictor. So here I am, like, just pissing along, just doing my thing, and I look up, and this bastard is looking me right in the eyes, and I was like, oh, you mother... Like, I was ready to go. I was about to start swinging. Dude beside me was like, whoa, like he freaked out a little bit because I guess he didn't notice it either. And I was like, why the hell would you put a snake in here? Like, what is wrong with you? But apparently there was, what was it? There was something in the women's bathroom because the missus was telling me about it. I can't remember what they had in there, but they had something.
Good
like,
Lord.
Wasn't snakes, so I don't think.
Yeah, the bathroom that I went in, like the restroom that I went in was like deep into the zoo itself. So there was like nothing. It was just a typical restroom. But like, I didn't get to see that. I did go to like I forget what it's called, but it's the place that you go to. You can't take strollers and stuff. I'm yawning. It's like a big reptile house. Yeah.
We didn't go in that because of the stroller thing, because we didn't want to leave our stroller out there, and yeah. And Baby Sim was like content. Fair. We were like, we don't disturb the beast because he'll probably get pissed off.
Yeah, I feel that. It was pretty crowded in there, to be honest. So it was like you're really cramped up. They had some cool stuff though. They had some really dope snakes in there. I got a couple of pictures of a few of them.
Are you a snake fan?
I do like snakes. Yeah, I do like snakes. No. They had some caiman in there they were really cool. They were pretty up close. They had a bunch of spiders, tarantulas. They had black widow spiders. They had brown recluse spider that you can look at. They had I'm trying to think. They had like way more than one. They had bats in there, which was like one of my personal favorite parts. And my son was like, "You should go in there, Dad, so you could become Batman." And I was like, "I don't think that's how it works," but okay. But we saw the bats, and they had all kinds of like aquatic creatures that were in there as well. So it was nice. But I will say, if I knew how crowded it was going to be in there, I probably would have opted to not go just because of how many people were there. And then obviously you always got those people who like are kind of rude or
how can people be so rude
oblivious?
In public? Like to
exactly.
I'll never understand that logic. Be complete asshats for no reason.
Yeah, you got people who are like, you got people who are rude, and then you got people who are unintentionally rude because they're just so oblivious to the rest of the world. So like there was this one guy that was just walking right in front of everybody trying to record everything. And I really wanted to trip him. Like I really did. I wanted to trip him so bad, but I was trying to set a good example for all the other kids that were there, so I
You
didn't do
should have
that.
tripped
But
him anyways.
I should have, man. If I could go back in time, I probably would just trip him, you know. But he was one of the most annoying people that I met that day for sure. And he made the experience not unbearable, but he made the experience, he lessened the thrill of the experience for sure, because he just kept getting in the way. Like everywhere I would go to look at things, he was always there to just be in the way. So that really kind of brought down the experience for me. So you know, after that portion, you know, we did a couple more things. Went to the petting zoos that they had, and that was cool. I watched a goat just take a shit, and then he just peed. Saw
I
a
mean,
goat
we
try to
we didn't
escape.
really. I think the petting zoo area, isn't that where like the gigantic turtles were, like the tortoises?
Yeah, the tortoises. Yeah,
They went in and took pictures of them, but other than that, I was like, man, I don't need to see like I can see goats anytime. Goats be around,
I mean, yeah.
so I was like, I'm good on that. But the zoo's dope though. I mean, it was super busy. Like we got there really early, right as it was open. I think you
Yeah,
did
they
too,
get busy. They
dude. It
get
gets
busy really
yeah.
fast. And it was hot. And I was dumb. I wasn't thinking about the heat. It was supposed to be like 90 something degrees that day. We went and it was hot. I was wearing all black, long, long skinny jeans, shirt, black shirt. Like I was
Why are you
definitely
wearing
hot and
shorts?
trying to play it
What's
off.
wrong with you?
I should have definitely worn shorts, but I don't know for next time. But yeah, man, that was my experience. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I would definitely go again. It's a little bit more expensive than I would like it to be, but
Yeah,
at the same
but I mean,
time,
they have to pay
pay
for
for the
animals.
experience. Yeah, pay
That,
for the experience, man, and it was worth it. I didn't have
did your
any
son have a
complaints
good
once I
time?
actually
Did he
got in
enjoy it?
there. Yeah, he's kind of so he's at that age now where he just wants to like constantly be entertained all the time, 24/7. Like when we're going to places, he's like, it's the worst thing ever. And it got to the point where I was like, you see that all these people are here, and I don't care about any of these people. I will kick you into this field right now with these tigers. I'll just kick you right in there. I'll kick you right in there, and I'll just tell your mom that it was an accident, and we'll never have to deal with you'll never be bored again fending from
Oh
tigers.
my
And
god.
he was like, all right, we're done. I'm done complaining. And I was like, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, man. Sometimes you just
Parenting
gotta,
101 with Christian. I will kick you in here with these tigers.
yeah, like, dude, it got to the point, like, because he was having a good time until he wasn't, right? And it was to the point where I was like, hey, man, listen, I know that you're bored and hot right now walking to the next attraction. However, you get to eat for free, you got to come in for free, you get to look at all this stuff for free, animals for free. When we leave, you get to eat again for free. All this stuff that's really dope, and you don't have to work a single day in your life to get it. So maybe you should, just show some common courtesy. And he was like, he's young, so he's like, I don't, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to get on the zip line. Like, how about this? If you want to get on the zip line so bad, zip line's not free, but what I can do is just pick you up and just throw you into this cage here, into this cage with I think what was in there. I try to remember what animals were in there. I think it was like the giant anaconda. I was like, I'll throw you in there with the anaconda, and we'll see how much fun you have in there. And he was like, No, it's okay, I don't want to. And I was like, All right, cool. And it was just done after that. But like, you know how kids get, man. Like you'll see it when the little one gets a little older. But enjoy the time now. Starts learning how to talk and being bored at things. Like it gets insane. But he did have a good time. We had a good time. I enjoyed myself. He didn't get to go on the zip line like he wanted to, but he did so many other things that were cool for him that he liked that he's still talking about now. So that's really cool. And when he's with his mom, he's just telling her like, "Yeah, my dad took me to the zoo, and we did this and we did that." And he got like a little souvenir zoo coin, like the thick like metal gold plated coins. He has one of those. He keeps playing with. So he had a really good time. He just
Good.
got really hot at one point and started complaining. I was like, "Dude, you got to chill. You got to chill."
One thing I'll say about the zoo, like the saving grace, I was expecting it to be more like open, and what I mean by open, but like not shady. But luckily, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like the walking from like exhibit to exhibit had like tree coverage and shade, so it didn't make it quite
Yes.
as miserable. Because if it didn't have that, dude, it would have straight up been like walking through the desert sucking. Like it. So I
Yeah,
was like super stoked
they
about
thought
that.
about
I was
that.
like, thank you for having these trees. Like it makes it a little less miserable.
Yeah, definitely. I remember the last time I went to the zoo years ago, it didn't have nearly as much shade. So if you didn't go on a day that was like overcast, you're probably gonna bake. And they planted so many more trees since then, and they have a lot more like man-made spots that have shade and like benches and stuff for people to sit if you need to. So like it really did it for the most part. It was dope. There were like big open spaces where
Yeah.
it was just straight sun and concrete for a little bit, but that's so you can get to the next place.
Yeah.
And the zoo was much bigger than I thought it was too. Like
It's
I
actually
didn't
it was
remember
bigger
it
than I
being that big.
expected, truthfully. Like I was like, dang, we've been walking for a hot minute and we're still not done. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff here.
And we didn't go to see everything, and we were there for hours, dude. Like we got there at 9, we didn't leave till 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that's about
So
like we did. It was
yeah. Oh, it was there was plenty to do, plenty to see. They had a section for kids that was kind of dope as well. I don't think little man was like old enough to enjoy that part yet, but
we looked at it and then we didn't. We were like, we're not getting him out and letting him start. Cause like he was in his stroller, he was chilling, he had like a fan, and we are like,
oh yeah,
it's one of them things like don't poke the bear. Like he's chilling. We're not gonna get
exactly.
him out and get him screaming and acting a fool. So we're like, we're
Mhm.
just gonna keep on strolling by this.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, all in all, the zoo was dope.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So if you're close to
Would
Nashville,
definitely
go to
recommend
Nashville
it.
Zoo. Like
Yeah, I think it's called Grassmere Zoo. Yeah,
yeah, something like that.
check it out.
It's not bad though. It's a good like weekend activity with the fam kind of thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so other than that, I've been watching Demon Slayer. This is all Christian's fault.
Ooh,
And I
welcome.
kind of think Demon Slayer is like if you were addicted to crack. And why I say that, because the other night we were watching an episode, and anime to me is really bad about dragging on shit to make you like the next one. But Demon Slayer does it in a way where I'm not like, well, maybe next episode they'll fight. It's more like they're still fighting next episode. Like, what the hell's about to happen? Tanjiro's over here busted all to hell. Like, how is he
He's
going to get out of
tired.
this situation?
Breathing hard, bloody.
Yeah, like
yeah,
just
man.
I'm talking about when this dude gets messed up. This dude is messed up. Like Tanjiro gets that ass whooped, and I love it. I like seeing wear and tear on my heroes. I like seeing them struggle and getting that ass whooped because then you know they have a good adversary, and it's a little more realistic. They're not like, oh, I'm Superman. Oh, you thumped me. Tickled. Whatever. So we literally watched probably 3 episodes the other night. And we're like, God, we got to go to bed, and we couldn't stop. That is Demon Slayer in a nutshell for me. I will get watching it, and I will be content. And something about that show draws me, and I guess their pacing is my thing. The art's actually really dope too. I do love the art, but I think it's the pacing. So funny thing.
Tell me right
Me and
now,
the
what's
missus
your
have been talking about this, and we brought this up, I think, 2 weeks ago. We talked about Tanjiro's, like his group, essentially.
Yeah.
So I was like, they're a little annoying. The one needs to be asleep, which when he's asleep, he's freaking boss. That
Zenitsu?
dude is legit.
Yeah, you talking about Zenitsu?
Yeah, like when dude's asleep, he's beating all kinds of ass. Like this dude is sick. When he's awake, a little annoying, but it is what it is. Like he's like this. What? He's like that person at the high school that really wants a girlfriend and he's trying way too hard. Like that's him.
Absolutely. And that's pretty perfect, actually.
And then you go to the other one. What's his name? Boarhead. Oh my God.
Inosuke.
Yeah. So the missus was like, they're kind of annoying. She was like, it's a little annoying, but she was into the show. Now it is completely changed. She's like, what's his name again? Inosuke. She's like, Inosuke is probably my favorite character. I'm like, what? And she's like, he's just funny. Like, he's so dumb and does such dumb things. And then he takes his head off and he's like this real beautiful looking person. But he's so stupid. Like, he's a hell of a fighter, but he'll like jump through a floor and he's like, let me stick my head up here. And it's like, what? Why? Like, Or he's like, Inosuke, how long have you been on this roof watching Tanjiro? I've been here for a day. Like, the stupid things he does. But she loves him because he's the comedic relief, essentially. And so I asked her, I was like, you like this anime? She's like, yeah. I was like, is this the best anime you've seen? She's like, let's see how it finishes. But that way she said that is like, uh-oh. Because the pacing is so good. We finished... Me and Christian have talked about this. This is so annoying, and how Netflix has completely screwed up the seasons for whatever reason. But we're done season 2. We've been watching on Crunchyroll season 3, which is the most recent one, the Swordsmith Village, which features Love and Mist. Bro, Mist has got to be one of the best Hashira designs.
You said you liked Mist last week.
His design, his design to me. If you give him white hair, and obviously he's a lot shorter, he reminds me of Sephiroth from Final Fantasy. It's something about just like the stance, maybe the hair. But he's so like absent-minded, like spaced out, but also very blunt, and I like it. And I'm starting to see him. We're 5 episodes in because we're watching the dub every Sunday when they bring the new episode out. And I'm about to cave and watch sub to get done and then rewatch dub, but that's a different story. He's badass. And I kind of see what you're saying, because Love didn't really interest me, because she really still doesn't, because she's just like, I want a pretty guy. I want to have a guy. That's why I'm a Hashira, to find a man. I'm like, come on, man. And she's like kind of bimbo acting, but then her sword was actually dope as hell. It's like a whip.
Like whip sword?
Yeah, it's really freaking cool.
Reminds me of Ivy from Soul Calibur a little bit.
It's really cool. But that show it slaps. That's a freaking great show.
So I got to know, so far, what's your favorite episode?
Ooh, that's tough. Man, also I'm a big fan of the demons, which is probably not what you're supposed to do. But you give me a dope demon design with like cool powers, I'm like, damn, I'm in. And they keep bringing really cool ones. Like the one they're fighting now is they're fighting 2. One of them's in like a vase, and he keeps popping out, like bringing like fish out and all kinds of stuff, and like teleporting other vases and stuff like that. And the other one, which I think that one's upper 5 is the vase, and I think upper 4 is the whiny one. He's like this sniveling, like crying looking demon, but then he splits in all these like badass demons.
Yeah.
Every
like
time,
the
like,
emotions, I think.
Do what?
I think they represent different emotions.
Yeah, that one's pretty dope. I really like. I want to see more of the guy from the train that killed the flame Hashira, which I think is 3.
I think his name's Asuka or something like that.
He was really cool. I'm really, really intrigued for number 1 though. 1 is like this samurai looking badass that I just know is about to.
Oh yeah.
He's about to ruin everybody's life. Like, as messed up as all the Hashira are getting to fighting these upper demons, this dude's about to shit on a bunch of people. I just know it. Like, I'm also trying to figure out, he looks really similar to the flashbacks that Tanjiro's having, and the dude's got to be like sun breathing something. Favorite episode though, God, the episode where it's the entertainment district, but it's where Nezuko like essentially ascends demon form for the first time. And I think in the same one, Tanjiro does sun breathing. Like, he really goes in with it, and it like just about kills him. That was a pretty dope episode. So is the finale of season 2, where they kill that demon was dope as shit too. The one with the sister.
I think their names are Gotaru and Daki, I think.
Yeah, and they were.
You're talking about the Upper Moon 6.
6.
The brother and
he
sister.
Splits off, and he has like sickles, and dude, he was a dope ass demon. I was like, this is a really cool design. He reminded me of like Soul Reaver from the game.
Yeah. I really liked when he was
Raziel, isn't
after
that
he had pretty much
Raziel? Wasn't that his name? The Legacy of
uh
Kain games, Soul Reaver, that dude.
yeah, yeah. Great, and I can't think of it right now. I know it's the blue guy. I know exactly who you're talking about.
But yeah, that
Um,
might be that or the Flame Hashira fighting dude, which would have been the finale probably of finale or the episode before the finale of that season 2. No, I
you
mean
haven't
that'd be the
even
mid.
met.
Sorry, that's not the finale. It's the finale of the movie, I guess. But yeah, that one's a
Yeah,
good
that's
one.
right. You haven't met Han Tengu yet.
What?
I think his name's Tengu, but you haven't met him yet. He's coming up. Like he either is in the very next episode from where you're watching or the one after that. But he's showing up real soon. I
You're,
know that the demon that you were talking about, that the one that actually fights instead of using weapons,
yeah.
his name is it's like Akaza. No,
Yeah, it's something like that. He's
Akaza.
really cool though.
Akaza.
He's like real on him where
Akaza's
he's like,
his
please
name.
let me make you a demon so we can fight forever. Like he
Yeah.
wants a good adversary, but he's strong as shit.
Then you got Doma. You met the one that's like really ditzy with the white hair. That's super strong. And
That's
then the number one that you were talking
2,
about.
right?
Yeah, that's number 2. Doma is number 2. And then upper one is the
Doma's who
samurai dude you were
turned
talking about.
6, I think.
That's correct.
Yeah. Dude, it's the whole demon ranking system is really cool, I think. And just the way they're even like I don't know, there's like dissension between them. Cuz it was 3 was standing there, and I forget which one touched. I think it was Doma touched him, and he like knocked his jaw off and he was like, "Don't touch me." And just
Yeah.
and nobody talks shit to 1. Nobody even messes with 1. So you know if all these dudes are this strong and you see how strong they are, and they're like, is 1 here? And then nobody questions 1's like, 1 will fuck you up. Like, there's no doubt. This dude is about to just ruin everything. Like, I want to see him unleashed.
I can tell you now, like number 1, just from reading the manga, he does like all of them. He does he has crescent moon blades for sure. He does a breathing technique, and that's one of the things that's crazy. Like he has a breathing technique, like the Hashira. And I don't want to tell you what it is. I want you to just see it. It's gonna be a minute before you see it, to be
Yeah,
honest.
he's got to be a couple seasons down the line, I'm sure.
Yeah, his breathing technique though is pretty fucking sick.
Is he badass as I think he's going to be? Like,
I mean, I don't want to tell you anything other than that. Like, we'll just
he's
wait.
going to be badass, though,
We'll
is
just
what you're
wait
trying
for
to
it.
tell me. If you're saying he has a breathing technique, it means this dude's he's about to be legit.
I mean,
I'm
he's not a
trying to come up with
pushover.
my theories, and people have probably already watched this, including yourself or Reddit, and they're like, "This dude's so far off." But it's I don't know his name. He was in the finale, like the final training thing with Tanjiro, and now he's showing up. He is Win's brother, I think.
Hmm.
And I think he's part demon, which the missus said he's out in the sunlight. I was like, but have we seen him in the sunlight? And she's like, I think so. Only because he was somewhere and he lost a tooth and he threw it or something. And Tanjiro had it and was like, here's your tooth. And he had like regenerated a tooth. It was back. And I was like, this dude's regenerating. Like he's also getting that ass whooped a lot. Like fatal blows and he's still going.
You're literally about to see that. Like, because I think I know where you are. You're gonna see that in like one
End
of
of the
next
episode,
episodes.
he was looking like a demon, holding
Yeah.
the dude's head.
Yeah.
I think
You're gonna see all
he's
of
either
that.
got like demon breathing, which I don't know how that would work. He's got something where it's something demon related because he's regenerating like crazy, and there's something off with him. And I'm all for it. Give it to me. Let him be Dante.
Let him be Dante.
That's where we are. I think I'm gonna watch sub though, just because I want to know, and then it gives me either way. I'm watching them on Sundays when they come out because I love that show. Like that was a great recommendation
man.
from you. You recommended it, and not only did it hit with me, but it hit with the missus, and we are like in it.
Good. I'm glad you like it, man. Like, it's definitely it's really good. It's easy to watch and to get into. The story's pretty easy to follow. By the way, the guy that you're talking about, the brother of the Wind Hashira. His name is Ginya.
Ginya, okay. You brought up you would be Sound last week.
Yeah,
Sound was
I
badass.
really like.
My
I
thing
really
with Sound
like
is
the
he was a
Sound
shinobi.
Hashira.
So he was like
Yeah,
a badass ninja to start with. But dude, him and his flashy, I swear. All of them have something that I'm like, what is wrong with them? Like, there's something not right with these people. But then you see them fight, and you're like, I mean, okay. Like, I kind of get it. The Flame Hashira, tasty. Boy Scout, all this. And then you got Sound, who was
it's like Captain America.
flashy. It's got to be flashy. That's not flashy enough. I got 3 wives, flashy. And now you got Love, who's like,
wives.
I just want a man. And then Mist, he's like, there's a bird flying, even though there's a fight happening. Like, they're all over the place. But then when it's go time, dude, none of them have disappointed, honestly. And I like the fact that they're getting that ass whooped too. Like,
yeah. I mean, they're not all powerful. They're just more powerful than
they're
the
getting
main
beat
characters.
up. Like, they look rough, and they're still just freaking bringing it. So it's pretty sick.
As far as where you are and what you've seen, I have my 2 favorite episodes have been the episode where Asuka, I believe, is fighting Rengoku, like that final
sick fight. Such a good fight.
And then the Sound Hashira fighting the brother of the brother demon or whatever, like that final fight when Tanjiro goes in with the fire breathing, he just gives it everything that he has.
That's dope
the
art
animation
too.
was popping
I
off,
really love
dude.
the art and the colors in that.
God, it popped off. And then when the Sound Hashira came back with like the one arm and was just like, keep going, Tanjiro. He just told him like to keep going, don't stop, keep pushing until they beat that guy. Like, I was like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see. This is amazing. But that fight, dude, as far as where you are, that's
Oh, I can only imagine. It's gonna get
favorites
better.
for sure.
Like, it's honestly, I could rewatch it now and I'd be happy. Like, just rewatching it because it's that good. My thing is the pacing. The pacing is, I think, perfect because you get season 3 started and you had like episode 1 was kind of like Tanjiro's waking back up from the fight after the Sound Hashira and all that stuff. He gets up and they're starting back rehab. They're already like, the other 2 are gone on missions. Like, we've sent them off. They've already recovered. They're out. They're fighting more demons. And then I think episode 2 is like he goes to the Swordsmith Village probably. And you meet essentially your Hashiras for this season. You see Mist. You see Love. You kind of get to see them a little bit. And then it's like episode 3, demons appear. Well, actually, episode 1, you had demons in it at the start. You pretty much saw where they are and like who's coming and introduction of the rest of the upper 5. And then it's like, all right, they're there. They started fighting. So you have like no filler episodes really. Like, all right, you recovered. You're there. Here's your location for the season. Here's your demons. Here's your Hashira. Go. And the fight's already started.
Yeah, they give you like half an episode of composition essentially, where people are telling you what's going on, filling in the main character, aka you, what's going on, and then bam, you're just in the shit.
It's good though. Like they do a really good
Not a
job
lot
of
of
that.
anime
I see
can
why
do
it's
that.
so popular. One thing I want to ask before we get into
what I'll do is
into.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So since we've went down this rabbit hole, we've been on the anime kick. The missus, we have not watched the most recent season of Attack on Titan. So she's like, we should. She's never seen the dub for at least season 1 of Attack on Titan. So she's been watching dub season 1 to kind of like refresh. We're going through Attack on Titan. While she's doing that, I've been watching Dragon Ball Z. I've went to I picked the Cell Saga to start back on because I was like, you know what? I've seen Frieza so many times. It's probably like the most seen saga for me. I was like, I want to watch Cell and go into Majin Buu saga. Like those are 2 I really want to see. Cell's probably my favorite, but I don't know that I've ever fully seen Majin Buu for some reason.
Okay.
So I've been doing that. And definitely the pacing is a lot slower in both shows. A lot slower. But I have brought up, I was like, well, we have Crunchyroll. We have access to some anime stuff. I could use some culturing. So I asked my community, what are some other animes I should check out? I tend to like darker anime, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, something a little more darker, gritty kind of style. And I was going to tell you a couple of their suggestions and see if you had some suggestions.
Yeah, let's hear what they got.
Okay,
They give
so
you.
let's see. I have Tokyo Revenger was one that was brought up.
Okay.
Um, Juju, Ju Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
There you go. That one was brought up a couple times. Bleach was brought up. Black Clover. I've heard that one from a couple people also. Let's see. Someone said Dr. Stone.
Okay.
Darling in the Franks.
Yes.
I don't know what that is. I asked about Tokyo Ghoul because I've heard of that one. And I feel like that's an old one.
Yeah.
And they said that one's a good one also. Full Metal Alchemist. I've heard about that one before. Never watched it. They told me that Darling is more of a Mrs. Sin show probably.
Darling in the Franks. I'm gonna go ahead and say like that's not the one that you should watch next. You definitely not that one next. It's a good one, but it's
I don't know
not
how to
one
say
that
this.
you're gonna be into. Right
Mashley Magic.
I think it's Mashal is what you're talking about.
It said it's more like Harry Potter vibes, which means it's more Mrs. Sin.
So it's like this. It's like Harry Potter, yes. It's this guy goes to the magic school to learn magic. He doesn't actually have any magical abilities. He's just strong as piss. So like he can, instead of like magically making something disappear, he just thumps it so hard that it explodes, right? Like he's one of those guys. But Mashal isn't finished yet, so I recommend you waiting until all the episodes.
If it's Harry
of that
Potter,
are
it's
done.
not gonna be me, really. I'm just gonna throw that.
I mean, you'll think it's hilarious. She will enjoy it undoubtedly more than you will, but you'll like it too. Trust me.
All right.
But not that one yet.
Okay.
But you
Parasite.
You got more.
Parasite? Yes, Parasite's
yes.
one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Parasite.
You should put a star next to that one. Put a star next to Parasite.
Okay.
For sure.
One that wasn't listed that I've seen a lot of people tweet about is Chainsaw Man.
Yes, that was actually one of my recommendations.
Okay. And then the last person that put in the list said they gave me a couple. JoJo's BA.
Bizarre Adventure.
Okay. Bleach. I can't say half of these. Renoi Kenshin.
Haroni Kenshin.
Okay, dude, I'm awful at this stuff and pronouncing. I am an anime novice, so leave me alone, listeners. Look, I am learning. You are here in my fledgling state of learning anime, okay? Like,
yeah.
I have Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Z, Death Note. I have watched Death Note. And now
Demon Slayer.
Yeah. So, see, I've got some of them. Akame ga Kill.
Yeah, Akame ga Kill.
Okay. Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan, Kaizen we just talked about, and then Black Clover. Black Clover literally has been brought up.
I wouldn't recommend you watching Black Clover yet because Black Clover does the thing that you don't want.
Hunter x Hunter's another one I got told about, but I also got told that there is an arc in Hunter x Hunter that literally I could watch paint dry because it takes forever. And I think it's something about the spider something. Spider Force or Spider.
I know what they're talking about. Hunter x Hunter fans are like fans and for life. And I'm one of those people. I love Hunter x Hunter. And I'll die on that hill.
Is Hellsing good?
Hellsing is pretty good and it's short. So
I saw that
there's two versions. There's two versions. There's Hellsing and then there's Hellsing Ultimate. Watch Hellsing Ultimate.
Okay, give me your recommendations then. So now that you heard what they've suggested so far, what do you got for me?
So my recommendations.
What's next after Demon Slayer? Like, what should I go to next for me?
Okay, so there's two. So if you want to stay in the darker realm, then it's Parasite.
Okay.
Parasite is great. It's right up your alley. Parasite, the easiest way to describe it is it's like John Carpenter's The Thing, but at a high school.
Okay, I mean that got my attention when you said John Carpenter right away. So that
it like so straight up, it's like vibe. The Thing. Yeah, it's where it's 100% horror. It's a horror vibe anime for sure. So that one
is it long? Is there a bunch of seasons?
No, there's one season, but I think it's like 26 episodes.
That's not bad. 30-minute episodes, I'm sure, right? Or 20 something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that one. Chainsaw Man, definitely worth a watch. It's great. It's really good. It's about demons and killing demons. So it's in the same realm as Demon Slayer. It's just modern day.
Okay.
Same realm, just modern day. So instead of people with swords and stuff, it's people today. Like it's really good. Jujutsu Kaisen is also really, and you would absolutely like that. However, I wouldn't start you
Is
with that
that
one.
are they in
Just,
high school in that one or something?
they are
I
like
think
most
I read
anime.
that and
The
I was like,
characters are going to be
that
most anime. The characters are going to be in high school because that's the trope, right? That
okay.
typically they're high school age characters.
So you're saying
so
Parasite
that's
or Chainsaw Man for me to start right after these?
yeah, yeah. And then another one that you should totally watch. Like this is an anime that I tell every single newcomer to watch. It's a masterpiece. And I think it was recommended to you. It is Full Metal Alchemist, but specifically Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It is one of the best stories I've ever seen.
Okay.
And I'm not even joking. I mean
Do
that.
I have to watch
It's
any other ones
fantastic.
to know what's going on in Full Metal Alchemist?
No,
No.
no. Just watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You get everything. You get
Okay.
everything you need.
Full Metal Alchemist, Parasite.
Yeah.
I want to say Texas Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man.
Texas
Chainsaw Man.
So here's a funny note about that. I was reading Chainsaw Man like in the manga, and then I got like issue 4 or 5, and it got announced it was going to come out as a manga, and I was like, no fucking way they're gonna make this. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Like it's too bloody, it's too gritty, there's too many like allusions to titties. There's no way this is gonna be a thing.
There's
And
titties?
they fucking did it, bro. Titties? Like yeah, there's it's because it's a kid in high school and he likes titties. Like I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it.
I mean,
I mean you're not like looking at straight nipples. It's always the allusion to like fan service.
Chainsaw Nipple Man.
that might be a demon at some point. Like you never know. Like the demons are like whatever you fear become demon. Like cool. You'll get into it.
That honestly, that might be my next one. I might go right to that because I feel like it was. I think
Chainsaw
it was like
Man
12
is,
episodes or something.
bro.
It was only like
You're
the first
gonna
season.
Love.
Right?
Yeah, it's only one season right now. You're going to love Chainsaw Man. You personally are going to love Chainsaw Man. I don't know how the missus is gonna like it, but you're gonna.
That may be something I watch this week. I may be watching Chainsaw Man this week and
it's
report back since
fantastic.
I'm like slow going on Demon Slayer.
Full disclosure, I haven't finished Chainsaw Man. I've only watched the first 3 episodes because I was reading all of it and I just didn't have time to watch it. I was doing other stuff. There's some other anime that aren't super dark that you would like as well. One of them I just finished this year. I posted about it on my Instagram, Vin and Ink, all one word. Shameless plug. But I talked about it and it was immediately a goated anime for me. And it's about sports of all things. And I'm not a sports fan.
The soccer one?
Yeah. It's called Blue Lock.
Something, right?
Yeah, Blue Lock.
Yeah. We talked
Blue
about it
Lock,
on here, I think.
Yeah, we did. Blue Lock is so good. I don't care about sports. I'm not a sports person. Soccer's not my jam at all. I watched 1 episode of Blue Lock and I was like, yeah, I need some more of this. I'm in. I want to see where this is going to go. I watched episode 2, then I watched episode 3. When I got to episode 3, I was like, yeah, every episode, give it to me right now. Pump it in my veins. I want all of it. Every week I was like, I need it.
Like me with Demon Slayer right now?
Yes. It's fantastic. It's just really, really well done. It's well written. The characters are well done. You'll notice some tropes of the characters that like characters act like this, that act like that. Like there's the characters that act like Inosuke, for an example.
Yeah.
In that show. There's characters that act like Tanjiro in that show. You'll see that a lot. But yeah, it's really good. And there's another anime that you would also like. The art style is going to throw you off and you're going to be like, nah, this is going to suck. Because I did the same thing. This anime is called Ranking of Kings. When I saw the anime style, I was like, this is for kids. I don't want to watch this shit. This is like Sesame Street. No. But trust me, it's not. It's for adults. It takes a second for it to like pop in. But when it does, it's like, no, I did not expect this to happen. Ranking of Kings, I don't want to tell you too much about it because I do want you to watch it and not know a whole lot because I didn't know shit about it when I started watching it. I just went in and just watched it. but there's a kid. The main character is a kid who can't speak. He can't speak, and because he can't speak, he gets treated terribly by other people. And he's supposed to be the next king of this like village that he lives in. He has a brother who can talk, who is better than him in like every point, but he's not nice like the kid is. And you find out more and more about them and their backstory, his mom, their stepmom rather, and all that. Like it, I really don't want to tell you about it because I want you to just watch it because
Okay.
it was a treat for me. I really, really liked it. You'll watch that later though. I don't want you to watch that first. Like I said, if the next anime you watch it should either be Chainsaw Man or
I
Parasite
want to know how
because
confident
those
you are in these two. After the success of Demon Slayer, where you're like, watch it, and it's been a hit with me. How confident are you in those two suggestions? That
I
there'll
know
be
that you're
stuff I'm
going
like, okay, this slaps. This is really good.
Okay, so for Parasite, it's a no brainer. You're absolutely going to like it. It's going to be one of your favorites because just
Ooh.
like we have the same taste in a lot of stuff. It's horror. It reminds you of The Thing. The story is good. The main character is interesting, and what happens to him is also very interesting.
Okay.
You're going to love Parasite. I have no issue recommending that. Chainsaw Man, I think you're going to like it as well because the animation is fantastic, the story is easy to follow, and it's really bloody, and that's what you like. However, it's
So what
also
you're saying
one
is there's
season.
something very wrong with me.
Oh, it's something very wrong with both of us for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Well, at least we're in it together. We're in this
Yeah.
boat of fucked up isms together, I guess.
Oh yeah. The only reason that I would recommend the only reason I recommend Chainsaw Man first is because it's only 12 episodes right now. Parasite is like 20, it's like 25, 26 episodes. I can't remember exactly, but it's one of the first anime I watched as soon as I got Crunchyroll. I watched all of it. It was amazing. It was, you know what? I'm lying because when I started watching Parasite, there was still like 2 episodes that weren't out yet. And I loved it, dude. It was so fucking good. It was so good. I really liked it. Um, like I said, man, Parasite is fantastic. Chainsaw Man, you're really gonna like. So those two should be your next ones to watch.
Okay. I'll probably start one on this week. Like I said, we're doing Dragon Ball Z. I'm trying my best to get Little Man to semi-focus in Dragon Ball Z. At times it gets his attention. He likes when I like Kamehameha him, you know? Like I'll do this and like chase him down and tickle him, so it's like a fun game. So I'm trying to get him into it. I don't know if it'll work. If not, I'm going to watch it for nothing else than nostalgia. I did not realize how old these episodes are. Like, I remember me realizing it, I guess, when it come to, like, the English dub. But as far as, like, when these are actually released in, like, Japan, it's old as shit. Like, I'm talking 90s, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how old it was. And I want to say, like, 2000s or something like that is when it was finally coming to America.
Yeah, man, it's old as fuck.
It's crazy. Which definitely seeing like Demon Slayer, which unless I'm wrong, is more of a modern anime that's like ongoing. It's only been out a couple years, right? As far as anime, you see its art and its animation, and then you go back to Dragon Ball, and it is a huge difference, like in how it was. Which obviously
really
the Dragon
is.
Ball movies now are way better looking and stuff, but. All of them also got added to Crunchyroll. They're getting added over the next couple weeks. So there's a bunch of those I missed that I'm going to go back and watch that I've heard are really good.
Which ones?
I've missed a bunch. The last one I really remember watching was Cooler.
Oh yeah. The movies though, like oh man, the movies.
Like was it Broly's is a really good one.
Yeah.
There's several I've heard that are really really good. What was the most
Like
recent
the
one?
older ones are good. The Dragon Ball Z movies get ridiculous. But they don't have I don't think they have the newest Broly film, and they don't.
It's coming out in July. Like I saw a list. Like it was either a few days ago they had like 4 or 5 come out, and then like in a week or so another couple come out, and then it's like the start of July more come out. Like they're spacing them up. It's like 3 different release waves of several films.
I'll have to go back and watch a few. Like I know a lot of them aren't really good, but they're nostalgic for me.
I think
but
that's
I
Dragon
did.
Ball Z for me is nostalgia. Like me being younger, that was like kind of my introduction to anime. I
Oh
was
yeah,
really
yeah,
into
for
it.
sure, for sure.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, I
dude,
think
take
we
those two anime.
do what?
We've talked long enough for
We've
sure.
been
Take
on
those two
anime for a
anime
minute.
and
This
do
turned into an anime podcast, and you know you loved it out there. So we'll let Christian go into what Christian has because we're already approaching an hour, so we've ruined everything with anime.
we did. So I'll make this quick because I do need to get some other stuff done in real life.
I
But I
apologize. It's
wanted
my
to
fault.
tell
We
you
went down
guys,
the anime rabbit hole.
it's all good. It's all good. I want to tell you guys that I did have the chance to go see The Flash.
One of your
I
most
know what
anticipated movies for 2023. I feel like
it was absolutely. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh man, he's going to talk about The Flash. The box office is terrible. The
is
ratings
it?
aren't great. Blah blah blah."
Did the
Yeah, the
box
box
office
office for
flop?
The Flash is yeah, it's awful. The box
Really?
office is so
I
bad.
haven't paid
Yeah,
attention to any sales or anything, so I didn't know.
it's crippling, dude. It's
Why?
oh god, it's real bad.
Because of the
The drop
ratings?
the over. No, it's just like honestly, a lot of people are protesting the movie because of Ezra Miller, and then like some of the reviews that came out weren't great, so people were just like, nah. But the box office
Can I make
drop
a
for
statement
movies.
about Ezra Miller as the Flash?
Go ahead.
I like Ezra Miller as the Flash, and I have full disclaimer. I have not seen the movie, so I don't know. They could be ass cheeks in the movie. I don't know. But as of where we
Yeah.
stand right now with their appearances as the Flash, I actually like it. I dig it. But I'm not a huge Flash connoisseur, I guess, like you. But what I have seen, I've enjoyed so far.
The box office drop like typically after a movie's been in theaters for a weekend, it drops in popularity, like the box office draw, right? Flash, I want to say the second weekend it was out, which was this past weekend, I want to say, it had a 72% drop, which is terrible, terrible. With all that said, I am a fan of the character, the Flash. I've never really bought Ezra Miller as Barry Allen or as the Flash. Like in the Justice League films and Suicide Squad when he had a cameo in Batman v Superman, like I wasn't feeling Ezra Miller as the Flash. So my honest review for this movie is this: I saw it opening weekend. I really liked it. I did. I liked it. I don't think it was the best movie I've ever seen. I don't think it was the best comic book movie I've ever seen. I don't think that it was the best anything I've ever seen, but it was enjoyable. It was very enjoyable. The thing that holds this movie back the most is the CGI. The CGI in this movie at points is unforgivable. Like
Really?
there were a couple
After
of
all
scenes
the
in this
delays,
movie.
they still have shitty CGI?
Yeah, man. And it's like why?
That's what I'm.
You see a movie like Zack Snyder's Justice League, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of that CGI in his back fucking yard. And then you get to this movie that's in the studio and the CGI is not good. And it's just like that doesn't make sense. Some scenes were great. Like CGI and some scenes were fine. I didn't have a problem with it.
Is it over CGI? Like to the point where it's like, ugh.
So
for example,
yeah,
like
no, yes or no?
It Part 2. You know how like
Yes,
it's over
yes,
CGI
yes,
where you're like
yes,
this it starts
yes.
looking like ass because you're like, okay, it's too much.
Yes. And let me explain to you why I think that is. I had this conversation with a buddy of ours, Will Rhodes. So Will, if you happen to listen to this, we had this conversation.
Shout out
already.
Will. Will's
but yeah, he is. But Andy Muschietti, the director, has a team that he works with. I do not like that team's CGI because in It Chapter 1, there were a bunch of scenes where the CGI was kind of wonky, but the movie was really good. The story was really good, so we all let it go. But when you get to It Chapter 2 and all the anticipation that's built up for that movie after we've seen what could happen in the first movie, and then you still have that wonky CGI, you have more money, more time, the CGI is still wonky, like there's no leeway in between there. It's hard to get over. And there's CGI in It Chapter 2 that was just really stupid. Like the part licking the glass to get to that kid, and he's like banging his head on the glass to get the kid or whatever. The CGI for that's really bad. And it's just like, first of all, you could have done most of this practical if you wanted to. Second, you have the money, like do better for the CGI, and that's what it was for the Flash. I guarantee you this: if the Flash came out a couple of years ago when it was supposed to, and if it were animated, it would have been one of the best comic book films that you've seen. I guarantee you that. Like I don't have, I will die on that hill. If the movie came out at least 2 years ago and was animated, fully animated, it would have been fan fucking tastic. However, the biggest problem with the Flash isn't even the CGI. It's the marketing team. So you have Ezra Miller and all the trouble that they've gotten into, and people want to protest them. I get that. Totally understandable. Totally get it. It sucks for the movie and for the fan character like myself, but I get it. The problem, though, is the marketing team had this movie come out a week after Spider-Verse. That was terrible. There are plot points that are almost the fucking same for those two films. And who is going to choose seeing the Flash over Spider-Verse? Who would do that? Spider-Man is much more popular. Spider-Man is arguably one of the most popular superheroes of all time. He's the most popular Marvel superhero for sure. Aside from Batman and Superman, Flash is the most popular superhero in the world. You would have to leave planet Earth to not know those three people. But the Flash, a lot of people don't know or care about the Flash. They're like, "Oh, he's fast. Nobody cares. Quicksilver's fast." How we fans know that the Flash would run laps around Quicksilver. It's no contest. But if you don't read the comics and if you don't watch the TV shows and shit, like you wouldn't know that because why would you? Why would you put the time into learning some shit like that? Oh, I get that. But that was one of the most egregious mistakes that they made was having that movie come out within the same month as Across the Spider-Verse. That was a terrible idea. Whoever thought about that should be fucking let go. Like seriously, that's an awful decision. People will just because movies nowadays only stay in theaters for like what 3 months. So if you wait until August, you can just watch The Flash at home for not for free. Well, maybe for free because I'm sure it'll be on Max at some point. Like you can just do that, and a lot of people are going to because they don't want to give Ezra Miller their money and Warner Brothers their money, but they
I'm
will
going to
watch
just because
it
I
on
have a
Max.
toddler and it's hard for us to go to the movies. That's my
Yeah,
movie problem.
I get that, but there's millions of people who are thinking that same way, not because they have a toddler, just for them because they don't want to support the movie, and it really sucks because the story of the Flash is great. I really, really, really like the story. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about all the Ezra Miller hate. The story of that movie is great. I really liked it. Seeing, bro, Batman in that movie and all of Batman's iterations, we'll just say it that way. Every iteration of Batman in the
I don't like how
Flash,
you said that.
top. I have to say it that way so I don't give away anything and also movie. All
You
iterations
broke
of
up right there.
Batman.
Did you censor yourself on public or on purpose?
I don't think I did, but if it censored
You
me,
were
then
like,
that's
no,
good.
it literally like cut out. You're like, all about, I have to say it that way so I don't give away anything. And then you were like, blah, 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 blah. And your mouth just was moving with no sound. I was like, this dude straight up giving some spoilers right now and then turned his damn sound off.
No, that was a perfect accident, a happy accident.
Oh.
But all of the versions of Batman that you this movie,
How many versions do we
fantastic.
get, Christian?
None you.
God. I mean, I know
Seeing
there's,
Batman
I
on
know for a
screen.
fact I've seen Affleck, I've seen Keaton. Is that the only two I've seen in the trailer?
Should be.
Is there more than those two? Christian, don't you dare play with my emotions. If I get some of the other Batmans, oh my God, I will be so happy.
Look,
I mean,
I'm not gonna ruin that.
You remember a long time ago how you said when you saw the Batmobile and the Batman that your pants got tighter, like you got excited?
Yeah.
If you give me more Batmans and I have them kind of like the last Spider-Man movie where I had all the Spider-Mans together, I'm going to be really freaking excited.
Listen. That doesn't happen. I don't want to get your hopes up. That doesn't happen.
Well, way to crush my hopes and dreams now. I'm just going to be sad.
I don't want to lie to you. I will say this. With as spoiler free as I can tell you, there is a cameo for another Batman at the end of the movie, and
it has to
Joe
be.
loved
It has
it.
to be the most
Joe loved
recent
it.
Batman. It has
Joe
to be Robert
loved the
Pattinson.
cameo. That's what I can say. Joe loved the cameo.
It has to be Pattinson because I don't think they're bringing Bale back. I swear to God,
It's
if they bring
not-
Clooney back, I'm about to just be like, "What? Why do you hate me?" They're not bringing Kilmer back. I know that for a fact because Kilmer's not in the best health, so there's no shot we get Kilmer. But if they bring Clooney in there, like, "Hey, I'm George Clooney. Here's my nipples," or whatever, I'm about to be like, "Dude, get out of here with this."
Bro, I can't wait. I can't wait for you to see this movie. I can't wait.
They
I can't
have
wait.
Clooney, don't they?
I can't wait for you to see this movie.
Christian-
I can't wait for you to see it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited for you to see this, and then we can talk about it.
Are you trying to make me mad? If they bring Clooney out of every Batman they could.
It's so good. I'm so ready for you to see this movie.
Just continue with your
can't
thoughts.
fucking wait.
I'm just gonna sit over here and stew.
Oh, listen. Movie. All right. So back into the story. So when Michael Keaton shows up, bro, in the batsuit, I was like, yes, let's do this. Let's fucking go. Anything he tells you to do, Barry, you fucking do it. Doesn't matter what it is. You fucking do it. And they add some, like, they do a couple of things with Keaton that is dope. Like, one of them I don't want to spoil for you because I don't want to be that guy. But damn, he does some cool shit in this movie. There's one part where they're breaking into you've seen this in a trailer, right? They're breaking into the facility to go get who they think is Superman, and it ends up being Supergirl. But when they go and do that, you just see Michael Keaton like walk off into the shadows, and it's like, where the fuck? And then Barry's like, where is he going? And then like, and you know this from the trailers as well. Young Barry is like, where's he going? And then the older Barry that we know, like our Barry, is just like, just let him do his thing. And then he just fucking appears from the shadows to fuck some people up when he needs to. It's great. Like, I was like, I don't even care how old Keaton is. I want all of this. Please give me more of this. And they did him justice, I will say, in the movie. Like, he gets to do cool shit. He gets to say some cool shit. It makes sense. They tell you why he hasn't been Batman for a little while, and it's like, okay, I get that. All right, dope. That's awesome. So I just really, really enjoyed that. And it's not even just nostalgia. They just gave a shit about Michael Keaton. He didn't do like everything in the movie. He wasn't like the main guy in the movie. But for people like us who grew up with him, it's like, yeah, thank you for giving me this. I appreciate that. That was really nice to see. The Flash doing Flash shit in that movie was awesome. Like, he actually got to do more than just run fast. You know what I mean? Like, we got to see him do stuff that the Flash does in the comics and the TV shows, and it felt awesome to see that. Like I said, the movie I really liked the movie. I had a lot of fun with it. The CGI wasn't good, and the movie does have some mistakes. Like, the third act is very rushed, and the main villain that you come into, like, you've seen him in all the toys and shit. Like, they've spoiled the fuck out of the
Is
villain.
it the one I sent you, that
Like,
toy?
Yeah.
Dark
Yeah.
Flash.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers.
Spoiled
I mean,
the shit.
there's literally a toy line out there, so I'm sorry if that spoils anything.
Yeah, they tell you that in like fucking everything. When he first appears, it's really cool.
Is it
Like,
right?
when
Dark,
you
it's
when
not
you
Reverse Flash. It's Dark Flash, right?
no, and that's gonna get into my last like point
Are they
that I'll make for the movie.
different? Is that actually a different character? Dark Flash, Reverse Flash?
No, Dark Flash they made up for the movie. Reverse Flash
okay.
should have been. Reverse Flash should have been in the movie, like 100%.
Okay.
And Andy Muschietti came out later on and said like a couple of reasons why he's not in the movie. I don't want to repeat here just because you haven't seen it and listeners may not have seen the movie as well. I put out a review on TikTok talking about the film as well, and it kind of mirrors what I'm saying here. It's just a lot shorter, more condensed, but the movie is actually pretty good. I think it's worth seeing. A lot of people aren't going to like it because the CGI isn't good and because they don't like Ezra Miller. This is the only film that I bought Ezra Miller as Barry and as the Flash. The only one. I never bought him as that character. I did in this one. Say what you will about them, but they actually brought it in this movie. Their acting was fantastic.
And that's probably the
Played
reason they
two
stayed
characters.
on. They didn't scrap the film, truthfully.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I really enjoyed them in this movie. I really enjoyed their characters. I really enjoyed their acting, their emotion. I really liked in this movie. It made sense. I get it. I got it. I was like, okay, this is great. Ben Affleck as Batman, felt like fucking Batman in this movie. Like for the scene that we got him in, you know what I mean? He wasn't very long, but he felt like Batman, and it felt good.
What about George Clooney as
like
Batman?
I said,
Did it feel like Batman there too?
I can't confirm nor deny if George Clooney is in this movie.
You just ruined everything.
Can't confirm or deny.
I don't even want to watch it now. I'm mad.
Yeah, you do. You trust me. You do want to watch this film. You're gonna like. I think you're gonna like it. I really do.
What I've seen looks good, but yeah, I have my hesitation. But I do think it looks good.
The movie is good, not great. That's the problem.
What's your ranking?
Is great, it'd be a different story.
What do you rank it?
I give it a 7.
Okay.
7 out of 10.
Okay. And you gave Spider-Verse a 9? 9.5?
9.5. Dude, retroactively though, I kind of want to give Spider-Verse a 10 because that movie's fantastic.
What did you give the first Spider-Verse?
A 10.
It got a 10 also? So you're saying the first two could get back-to-back 10s?
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was amazing. We both loved the first one.
The second one does everything that the first one was doing, just a different way. Like I can't describe to you how good Across the Spider-Verse is. It's fantastic.
As soon as I gave it a 9.5.
Yeah, I gave it a 9.5 because I thought that there was room to grow. But like the more I think about it, they nailed that movie. They fucking nailed it.
So you changing it to a 10 now?
It's really good.
Is it getting a 10?
I think I'm gonna give that movie a 10. Like,
all right, legit. So to recap,
that movie is
Across the Spider-Verse 10, Flash 7. Comparison.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's fair. So a buddy of mine gave it a 6 out of 10, and I was like, I understand why you gave it a 6 out of 10, and I understand why I gave it a 7. I gave it a 7 because the movie gave me what I needed. It gave me the Flash being the fucking Flash. It gave me an emotional story, and it gave me Michael Keaton Batman. That's worth a 7 right there. For me, that was worth a 7. And Michael Keaton as Batman was still cool. He wasn't like.
What do you think I give it?
He didn't just show up.
What would you say I'm going to give it?
I think you would give it. I think you're going to give it a 6 or 7 as well. I think you'll probably give it a 7. You'll probably mirror my thoughts. I think you will give it a 7 personally.
Okay.
I don't think anybody that gives the Flash higher than a 7 is either living off of the nostalgia hype, or they just didn't care that the CGI was bad. Because the CGI is so bad, like I can't give it above. I can't. Even nostalgia won't let me give that movie above 7. I can't do it.
Okay.
It's not better than a 7.
So you're saying the people that give Flash higher than a 7 are the same people that probably like the Meg?
Yeah, actually, they're the same people that are gonna go see the Meg 2.
I mean,
I saw the trailer for the Meg 2.
True story.
And it looks
actually probably gonna watch that, and I was like, no, hear me out. The first one, Boo Boo Shoes. I watched that movie, and the missus was like, I heard this is really good, and we watched it.
It was fun.
I looked at it and I was like, whoever told you this lied to your face. This is awful. Like, this is just hot garbage. Like, I could not. There was no part in that movie where I was like, I'm buying into this. So when they announced the Meg 2, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I watched the trailer, and I was like, they're going to do one of two things. Either they're going to double down and be like, we're making a modern-day Jaws that's like, we're fully buying into it. Or they're like, we realized how boo-boo shoes this movie was and how over-the-top awful, and we're going to double down on that and make it purposely kind of funny, awful. Like, you know how they, like a B movie will like double down and really sell. Like, we know we're not being realistic. Like, we're full sending. I kind of wonder if they're doing that. And so I kind of think it's going to be semi-funny. So I was like, I'm going to watch it at least for giggles. But, yeah.
Bro, all I know is that when I watched the first Meg, I was like, this movie's fine. Like, I don't like love it or anything, but I think it's fine. I gave it like a 6. I was like, it's fine. Because, like, it's just a goofy-ass giant shark movie that has some parts
Statham is out here pulling some nonsense with a damn shark. Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
God.
But the movie knew what it was doing. The movie knew that it wasn't gonna. The movie knew that it wasn't gonna be spectacle. It was one of those movies like you could turn your brain off and eat some fucking popcorn and like have that movie. It's one of those movies that you would definitely have playing in the background while you're doing other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't stand there and watch it. You'll just be like, oh, I remember that scene. You'll do what you're doing. But the Meg 2, bro, the trailer for the Meg 2 looks like ass. I was
I
like,
mean,
this
it's
is
gonna be
straight doo
bad.
doo water.
Like, there's no
Yeah.
defending it. It's gonna be bad, but it's kind of like watching like a train wreck. I kind of want to see it just to be like, I knew this was gonna be bad.
The Meg 2 looks
But there is
like
definitely, like I
the,
said, we don't really get to go to theaters because of our toddler and stuff. There's no shot in hell I'm going to theaters to watch that. Like, there's 0.0% chance. But when it comes out on streaming, as like maybe like a Saturday night where we're chilling, we put in bed, I may put it on for like giggles.
Fair. It looks like I said, the trailer played during the Flash.
I mean, is it this trailer where he's like
looks
keeping the shark's mouth open with his legs? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't even remember
He's
that.
got like, we're talking a megalodon.
What?
Like this big ass damn shark, and it's trying to bite him. And this dude's got his feet on its mouth, and he's like keeping its mouth pried open. I'm like, there is no shot in hell Jason Statham's legs are gonna hold this big ass shark's mouth open so it can't eat him.
Stupid.
Yeah,
that's dumb as hell.
Yeah.
God damn, that's stupid. So the movies.
Okay, so that's
that are
the
coming
CGI,
out,
or that's the same people that are going to give Flash higher than a 7. You're saying are the same people that are like Meg is a great movie.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So sorry if you go in that category, we apologize, but there is a category of people that love really shitty CGI movies, and will go pay money and be just tickled shitless.
To kind of give you guys my mindset when it comes to movies, like the next movies that I would pay money to go see, like I'll go see in the theaters and actually pay the money. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, I'll probably go see that just because I like the last one so much. So I'll probably go see that one. Oppenheimer, I'll eventually see that one. I don't care what anybody says. I'm absolutely going to see the Barbie movie, 100%. I'm in. That movie looks like a silly mess, and I want to go see it so bad. After that, in August, you got the Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, I think, is what's coming out. I'm going to go see that one for sure. And then there's something else in August that's coming out that I want to see. The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Yeah.
The day after my birthday. So, yeah, I'll go see that one. And then I'll support Blue Beetle because I actually really like Blue Beetle. I hope the movie does well, even though it's probably not going to. And then there's the movie Strays that's coming out where Will Ferrell voices a dog.
That's soon.
And that movie comes out August 18th, I want to say.
Wait, I thought it was in June. Did they push it?
The list that I had said August, but maybe they did push. I don't know.
Maybe they pushed it back. It was an early summer release, I thought, because I was like, we're only a little bit out from it, like a couple months ago.
I don't know. It could be coming up, and I wrote it down wrong. I write shit down wrong all the time. So that could have totally happened. But those are the movies that I know for sure that I would like spend money to go see. Other than that, man, like I watched the trailer really quick. We'll talk about this on the next episode because we're running out of time. But I saw the trailer for Kraven the Hunter, the movie. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw the trailer.
I heard people are excited for it though. It has dude from I think it's Kick-Ass, and he's also in the first Godzilla movie.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He's also in Bullet Train. What is his name?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yes, I like him as an actor.
Yeah, he was also in he was in the Avengers. He was Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah, he was. Well,
Age of Ultron, he was Quicksilver.
I thought dude was Quicksilver.
They're both Quicksilver. So in Age of Ultron,
what's his
it was
face
him.
from he was Dahmer.
Evan Peters.
Yes, I thought he was Quicksilver.
He's Quicksilver in the Fox movies. This guy, Aaron Taylor Johnson, was in the Avengers
with the
Age of Ultron movie. Witch. He was Quicksilver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's Kraven?
Mm-hmm. I saw the trailer, and we'll talk about that on the next pod.
Okay. That gives me a chance to watch the trailer. Fair. All right. So do you have any final thoughts on Flash or anything? Or
final thoughts on Flash? Like, I think so. Everybody who hasn't seen The Flash, you
It's
should
more
see
fun than
it and
sticking your
judge it for
genitalia in a
yourself.
toaster.
I mean, for sure, you should definitely see the movie and judge it for yourself. I had a lot of fun with the movie as a Flash fan. I really enjoyed the movie. The villain was rushed. The third act was rushed. The CGI was garbage. The story was there though. Like it had all the components it needed to be there. And I think that if the movie came out earlier and if it came out animated, fully animated, it'd be fantastic. But yeah, go see the movie for yourself and judge it for yourself. Let me know what you think. Like a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, the movie is ass. It was CGI was bad." You watch movies with terrible CGI all the fucking time and you don't complain. So you can totally watch this one. Well, like I said though, I'm not even like trying to jump down anybody's throat if they don't like it. I just honestly want to know what people's thoughts are. I gave it a 7. I thought the movie was fine. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was fine. It was worth a 7. I would go see it again if I had the time. I would totally go see it again. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode, and it's unless you have any final notes, I think that might have been it, right?
That's it for me.
All right. Well, then it's time, ladies and gentlemen, that we
pass the whiskey.
That's right. Get your
Whiskey.
as we go to last call, and I have the last call question this week because your boy has been on an anime deep dive. Make fun of me all you want. I don't care. You know what? I am getting cultured. I'm learning things, and this is like a whole new world, and I've rather been enjoying it. This has been kind of like my me time in the evenings to unwind and watch some anime, and it's been nice. It's been nice. I rather have enjoyed it. So, my question for you, sir, which your answer is going to be way better than mine, I'm sure, but it's a two-parter. Okay? I would like to know your favorite anime movie and your favorite anime show of all time. And mine,
Wow.
I can give mine while you think real quick, because mine, like I said, I obviously have not seen nowhere near as much like anime, probably movies or shows, I'm sure. Shows definitely for sure. Mine's really quick and straightforward. My movie, Princess Mononoke. I absolutely love Studio Ghibli stuff, and there's something about Princess Mononoke, like if it gets put on anytime I can watch it, I love that movie very much. It's awesome. Fond memories of it. My show, I probably would have said Dragon Ball Z for nostalgia, just because that's what I grew up on and what I loved. Attack on Titan would have also been right up there, but I have to go Demon Slayer. I think Demon Slayer's already taken the top spot for me. Granted, I have not seen the amount that probably a lot of you listening have. Christian, I know I've not seen the amount you have, but what I have seen, Demon Slayer so far has checked every box for me, and I've been into it. And we may have lost Christian. I'm not really sure. Christian is frozen in the Matrix. But Christian froze in the Matrix just then. Princess Mononoke, my favorite animated movie or anime movie. And then I'm gonna say the missus. If she had to pick her favorite anime movie, I would say Howl's Moving Castle 4, possibly. I would think that might be her favorite. She's a huge Studio Ghibli fan as well. I think it'd be Howl's Moving Castle. I could be really wrong, because I know there's several she really, really likes from them. But I'm gonna say that one. And yeah, we'll see though. I'm gonna definitely watch Parasite. I think I'm gonna watch Chainsaw Man first because it is shorter episodes, and we'll see. Maybe it'll jump Demon Slayer. I don't know though. I don't know. It's been a while since a show's really like, especially like an anime show has really grabbed me like that. And we'll see where Attack on Titan goes. I mean, it could, really amplify and make me into it even more, and it jump back up and maybe take the first spot. I don't see Dragon Ball is nostalgia for me. And I don't know what's going on with Christian. I don't know where he's having technical issues. It appears he disappeared into the Matrix as he was pondering his last call answer. Oh, here he comes back. Christian?
Yeah, back in here.
All right, so you heard mine.
Yeah, I heard yours. And for me, I think that's a tough one. But
I said Howl's Moving
now,
Castle for the missus. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's it for her. As far as movie show, I don't know. It's
okay. As far as movies go, right now, the first one that pops in my head is Ninja Scroll.
Is what?
I really, really like Ninja Scroll. I really, really
Ninja Scroll?
that movie. Yeah, you never seen Ninja Scroll? It should be on Crunchyroll. You should totally watch it.
Okay.
It's a good one. It's an old one. It's an oldie but a goodie. And it's I watched that one way too young. Like I definitely didn't need to be watching that when I watched it, but I saw it and it was fantastic. And that's one of the reasons why I like ninjas so much in general. But definitely Ninja Scroll is the first one that pops in my head. And as far as shows go, oh man, when I'm thinking of like my favorite anime shows, right? I try to think of the ones that I consider like master classes or masterpieces. And there are a couple of those that I really like, where I think that with everything that was given, all the story, all the characters, who was treated the best, which one I like the most. And for years, the anime that stands above me just in terms of the enjoyability and the story and the rewatchability is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I really, really
Wow.
love that. I think that's a masterpiece.
That's your number one.
It's my number one.
Wow.
It's not the first one I saw. It's not the first one that got me into anime. It's not the most action packed, but that story is a masterpiece and I love it. Now, if the question were something different, like what's your favorite manga, which is the comics that
Right.
these anime are based, then that would be Berserk, 100%. I know you don't know what Berserk is, but you'll learn. You will learn.
Okay.
Berserk is awesome. It hasn't had a good adaptation in a while. There's an older one that if I find it, I'll send it to you, so that you can get your claws into that. It's really dark. It's not followed by teenagers. These are adults that we're following. Like this is a mature story. It's dark. It's mean. It's all the things. Got demons, blood, titties, all the stuff is in this, and it's great. But we'll get into that. That's another discussion for another pod. But right now, favorite anime, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and my favorite movies that anime is Ninja Scroll.
Nice. Well, if you're an anime listener out there, please let us know in the comments what's your favorite anime show of all time. Which one should I be checking out as a novice? As well as what's your favorite movie. Give me some movie suggestions and let me know what your favorite is. I'd love to hear them. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to another week, another episode of Sippin' With Sin. We really appreciate it. Just a reminder, you can get your last call question featured by joining the Gilded server, gilded.gg/Sinister Pack. In the application, just put from the pod. There's a section for last call. There's a section for Sinister Tales. We may make an anime section with my recent spiral into nonsense here. So we may do that. There's a whole section dedicated to Christian where you can talk comics, you can talk shows, you can talk all kinds of stuff. Maybe we need to get Christian to post his reviews in there also. But you can also check out his reviews on his socials that he'll be plugging here momentarily. But you can find us on social media at Sippin With Sin, SIPPIM with Sin on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. DM us there, your last call if you'd like to. It's a great way to reach out and get your question featured. And just connect with us there. Talk to us. Tell us about anime. Tell us about what you thought about the episode. And just give us suggestions. All the good stuff. Whatever. Just talk to us there. You can find the episodes every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Overcast, Google, and so on. Audio stuff. 8 a.m. every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Every Wednesday. You can find the video version on my personal YouTube, youtube.com/IamSinister, 8 a.m. as well every Wednesday. Go thumbs up, subscribe to it. Don't forget to rate the podcast 5 stars. Follow, subscribe, share it with a friend, spread it along out there, and continue to grow. We appreciate it. We've had a nice little bit of love and spike on the YouTube videos lately, so thank you all so much for that. We really appreciate it. Let's continue to grow and continue to build that up. Seeing our faces every week, talk about, important stuff. You can find me on my personal socials on Twitter and Instagram at IamSinisterTV. You can find me streaming over at kick.com/IamSinister. You can find me on TikTok at IamSinisterTV, and you can find me on Twitch.tv at IamSinister, or Twitch.tv/IamSinisterTV. There we go. Words hard. Everything went together. Facebook.com, IamSinisterTV as well. There you go. That's where you can find me. Christian, where can the lovely folks find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Venom Inc., all one word. You can find me the most. I'm the most active. You can also find me on my personal socials for my podcast, which is Horrorverse Pod on all the socials. And you can also find me on TikTok at my name. I like to post the reviews, like the review of The Flash we just got over today. They're a little bit more condensed. They're about a minute long, and I think you'd enjoy them. So give me a follow and say what's up.
Yep. Go show them some love over there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode. We appreciate you listening, and you don't have to go home. You can go where you want, but you got to get the hell up out of here. It's time to go. It's time for Christian to shut the doors, lock it down until next week.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Sipping with Sin. Be sure to leave a 5-star review. Click that like button below. If you guys are listening to this on Spotify, please leave us a review on there. 5 stars if you can. We would love it. It would help out the pod so much. But before you leave, guys, I'm going to leave you with 3 words. 3 words that I'll always leave with you. If you know those words, you're going to say them with me. If you don't know them, listen carefully because they might save your life. Those words are, don't get gutted.
See you guys next week.